Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And this time, we're going to be looking at all the excitement surrounding Miss Universe 2024.
Yeah, this year's competition had a lot of interesting stories, a historic win.
We're going to get into all that.
Yeah, some, even a touch controversy.
So let's just jump right into it.
Sounds good.
Okay, first up, huge congrats to Denmark. They snagged their first ever Miss Universe crown.
It's pretty incredible, right?
Yeah, Victoria Kjaer Thielvig. She's 21 years old.
Wow.
A diamond seller and an animal advocate. She totally wowed the judges in Mexico City. So, I mean, for Denmark to win for the first time ever.
I mean, that's got to be a moment they're never going to forget.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think about it, this event is huge. Over 20,000 people packed into that arena.
Yeah, and contestants from over 120 countries.
It's more than just a competition. It's a global celebration.
Exactly. A real celebration of cultures.
And her answer in the Q&A, I thought it was pretty striking.
Yeah.
They asked her how she would live differently if nobody judged her, and she said, "I wouldn't change a thing. I live by each day."
I think that shows a lot of confidence. What do you think?
I think it does, yeah. Like, she's really authentic and true to herself.
It also kind of reflects this shift we're seeing with Miss Universe in general.
How so?
Well, it's becoming less about fitting into this one narrow definition of beauty.
Oh, interesting.
And it's more about embracing who you are.
Individuality.
Exactly, your values, and like Victoria being an animal advocate, that adds a whole other dimension to her win.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And speaking of breaking the mold,
Yes.
we got to talk about Choi Soon-hwa from South Korea, this 80-year-old model.
Almost became the oldest Miss Universe Korea contestant.
So close.
Yeah.
But her story is still, I mean, think about it, starting a modeling career at 75.
That's amazing.
Overcoming financial struggles, personal challenges.
It makes you wonder about the culture in South Korea, right? Like, is this a sign that things are changing, how they view aging, women's roles, all of that?
That's a really interesting question. A lot of societies are kind of grappling with that.
Yeah.
Evolving views on aging and what women can do, and maybe Choi's, later in life career, maybe that's part of it.
A reflection of that, yeah.
Women challenging norms and going for it no matter what.
She's definitely leading the way for others.
She's the pioneer.
To say, age is just a number.
Exactly. And she even told CNN she wants to model globally.
Really?
Explore the world, inspire others to live healthy, fulfilling lives, regardless of age. I mean, how cool is that?
It's amazing. So we've got Denmark making history, an 80-year-old model breaking barriers, but then there's also this cloud hanging over the pageant world. We got to address the Miss USA and Miss Teen USA controversy.
Yeah, we can't ignore that. It's serious.
Both title holders stepped down.
Amid accusations of bullying, unprofessional behavior.
Yeah, it makes you question the whole culture, how they treat contestants.
It's a reminder that even in a world of, all this glitz and glamour, there can be some darkness underneath.
But we should make it clear, these incidents, they're separate from Miss Universe, right?
Right, and in fact, Miss Universe seems to be moving in a totally different direction.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've been making changes.
Yeah, toward more inclusivity.
Let's talk about those specific changes. What are we seeing?
Okay, for the first time ever, Miss Universe allowed married women and mothers to compete.
Wow.
That's a big change.
It's huge.
From the old rules.
Yeah.
Where you had to fit a very specific mold.
They're recognizing that women have different experiences, different roles.
Exactly. It's not just about looks anymore.
And we see that reflected in the results.
Right.
Ileana Marquez, Miss Venezuela, she's a mother.
Yeah.
And she made it to the top 5.
Pretty powerful statement, wouldn't you say? Like, redefining what a beauty queen even means.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like they're really trying to change how Miss Universe defines beauty, who gets to participate. Do you think this is truly a reflection of society changing, or is it more about, bowing to pressure?
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's probably a mix of both, right? There's definitely more awareness now, more people speaking out for inclusivity, and that puts pressure on organizations like Miss Universe to change.
Yeah, they have to keep up.
But, these changes wouldn't happen if there wasn't also a genuine desire within the organization itself to embrace a more diverse vision of beauty.
Like they actually want to do it, not just because they have to.
Exactly.
It seems like they're trying to redefine what a beauty queen is for the 21st century.
Totally. And someone like Victoria, with her animal advocacy, her background in the diamond industry, it all fits with this shift.
Yeah, she's not just beautiful, she's passionate, smart, driven.
She's the whole package.
There's got to be more to her story.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think it reflects this bigger trend we're seeing, substance over superficiality.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be really interesting to dig deeper into her background, see what led her to this win, especially since she's the first Danish woman to ever win Miss Universe.
I'm with you there. Let's explore what makes her victory so significant, not just for Denmark, but for the future of Miss Universe.
Definitely, because it could signal a whole new era, one where diversity and individuality really take center stage. Let's see what we can uncover. It's interesting how her win really fits with this idea of Miss Universe becoming more well-rounded.
Yeah, like you said, it's not just about how you look anymore.
Yeah,
It's about like what you stand for, what you do, breaking those old stereotypes.
makes sense.
And for her to be the first Danish woman to ever win, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
It shows how Miss Universe is truly becoming global,
Mm.
recognizing talent and beauty from everywhere,
So we know she's an animal advocate,
right?
but what does that actually look like? How's she using her platform to help animals?
Well, from what we've seen, she's been actively involved with animal shelters and rescue organizations back in Denmark. That's awesome. Like actually getting your hands dirty, not just talking about it.
Yeah, it shows she really cares. It's not just for show.
It makes it more genuine,
Exactly. And I bet that passion came through to the judges.
showing her empathy.
Yeah, that she's committed to something bigger than herself.
And then there's her work in the diamond industry.
Right, right.
What can you tell us about that?
The sources didn't go into a ton of detail,
Okay.
but it's safe to say she probably has a good eye for detail, an appreciation for beauty, whether it's natural or created.
It shows how versatile she is.
Yeah.
She's not just, a pretty face. She's got brains and ambition working in a tough industry.
And that brings us back to this idea of Miss Universe changing, celebrating women who have multiple passions and careers.
It's so different from the old image of a beauty queen,
Mm.
just smiling and waving.
Oh, yeah, totally.
These women are like forces to be reckoned with.
They have things to say, they have opinions, and now they have a platform to make a difference.
Like Ileana Marquez from Venezuela, making it to the top 5 as a mother.
Exactly.
What about the other contestants? Anyone stand out to you?
Well, there's Ashley Callingbull from Canada.
Yeah.
Jennifer Collin from Puerto Rico. Both really strong women in their own right,
Yeah.
adding to the diversity of the competition. And then we also have contestants from countries making their Miss Universe debut.
Really? Like who?
Zimbabwe and Macau,
Wow.
which shows how much this event is growing, how far its reaches.
It's really cool to see Miss Universe evolving like this, challenging those old ideas and becoming more inclusive.
This year's competition was definitely a turning point.
Yeah.
I mean, with Denmark's win, Choi Soon-hwa competing, Ileana Marquez in the top 5.
It feels like what it means to be a beauty queen is changing right in front of our eyes.
You said it perfectly. It's not just about outward beauty anymore. It's about inner strength, resilience, making a difference, breaking barriers, and let's not forget the entertainment factor. Like, the opening ceremony sounded amazing.
Oh, yeah. What happened?
131 mariachi musicians.
Wow.
And Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas performed Mexicana.
Sounds like a real spectacle.
It was.
Which is part of what makes Miss Universe so great. It's glamorous, it celebrates cultures, it brings people together from all over the world.
It captures the spirit of the whole thing.
So with all these positive changes, I can't help but wonder about the future of Miss Universe.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Will this continue? Will we see even more diversity?
And what about those controversies surrounding other pageants? Will that force Miss Universe to take a hard look at their own practices, make sure things are safe and supportive for everyone?
These are all important questions, and honestly, we can't predict the future. But what we do know is that this year's Miss Universe set a powerful example.
Good.
Hopefully it will inspire even more progress and positive change.
It definitely gave us a lot to think about. But before we get too caught up in the future, let's get back to Choi Soon-hwa's amazing story.
Oh, you're right. We've only just scratched the surface. Let's dive into her life, her challenges, and how she became a model at 75.
I'm ready. Her story really shows the power of resilience and that it's never too late to go after what you want.
I agree. Let's explore the life of Choi Soon-hwa, the woman who almost became Miss Universe Korea. What do you think we can learn from her story?
I think it really highlights the importance of challenging what society expects, especially as we get older. It really is remarkable to start modeling at 75. I mean, talk about courage. What made her decide to go for it?
It seems like it was a kind of a chance encounter that sparked it all.
Oh, really?
Remember that patient who suggested she try modeling?
Yeah.
Choi said that comment was like a sudden light bulb moment for her.
Wow.
It inspired her to enroll in modeling school at 71.
That's amazing. But, I mean, it wasn't all easy, right? She must have faced some challenges along the
Well,
way.
absolutely. Definitely not all smooth sailing. Raising two kids on her own after, her husband left.
Oh, wow.
She even got caught up in a financial scam, ended up in debt because of it.
It makes her story even more inspiring,
Yeah.
to overcome all that and still pursue her dreams.
For sure, her strength really comes through.
Yeah.
Like, there's this interview where she said, I was born and raised in a very tough time, and I still have that resilience to fight to survive my own battles.
And it's not just about her looks. It's her life experience, her resilience. That's what makes her so captivating.
Exactly, and that's why her being in the Miss Universe Korea pageant was so impactful. It challenges how we think about beauty queens,
Hmm.
showing that beauty can be found in all ages, all forms.
It's a message that we need to hear, especially in a society that often values youth and fitting in above all else.
Yeah, it's like a reminder that aging is natural, it's beautiful, and women can be confident and vibrant at any age.
Right.
Her being on that stage, it's a powerful statement.
And it goes beyond just beauty standards, right?
Right.
It's about societal expectations, too.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's like she's saying, hey, I can be a grandmother and still chase my dreams. I can be a senior citizen and still be a role model.
So even though she didn't win the Miss Universe Korea title, she still accomplished something really amazing.
Oh, absolutely. She inspired so many people with her story.
Yeah.
And her journey's not over. She wants to model on global stages, travel the world, prove that there's no age limit on adventure.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Miss Universe 2024, what are the main things we should take away from it?
I think this year's competition really shows how tradition and change can come together.
Okay.
You have that classic glamour, the excitement of Miss Universe,
Yeah.
but also this real effort to evolve, to be more inclusive, to redefine what it means to be a beauty queen.
And those changes are making an impact.
They are.
I mean, from Denmark's historic win to Choi Soon-hwa's incredible story, this year's Miss Universe got people talking about beauty, empowerment, the changing roles of women.
Those conversations are so important.
They are.
They make us question what we believe, celebrate differences, embrace a more inclusive idea of what beauty and womanhood can be.
Before we go, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. Are these changes in Miss Universe a sign that society is truly changing? Or is it more about responding to pressure? Are we really becoming more inclusive and supportive of all women?
That's the question, isn't it? It's complicated, there's no easy answer. But I think by talking about these things, challenging old ideas, celebrating different voices, we can hopefully create a world that's more fair and empowering for everyone.
Well said. So until next time, keep those conversations going, question everything, and never give up on your dreams, no matter how old you are or where you come from.